Let everything go for a minute. The noise, the pressure, the endless scrolling, the unfinished tasks, the distractions pulling your goals further away. Just breathe. Right now, it's only you. And the truth you've been avoiding. You've been busy, but not focused. Moving, but not progressing. Planning, but not executing. And that quiet frustration inside you? That's not laziness. It's awareness. Somewhere deep down, you know your attention has been scattered, your energy divided, your goals delayed by small daily distractions that feel harmless, but are not. This moment is not random. It's a decision point. Because if you continue like this, months will pass, opportunities will fade, and the version of you that could have succeeded will remain potential, not reality. Inside English Mindshift, we don't escape distraction. We confront it. We discipline it. We rebuild focus from the inside out. And today, we begin. In this video, you will learn how to focus on your goals with clarity, control, and unstoppable direction. 1. Build a reason that burns. A weak reason creates weak action. That is the truth most people avoid. They say they want success, better grades, financial freedom, a stronger body, a sharper mind. But when the alarm rings early, when the work becomes repetitive, when progress feels slow, their desire disappears. Why? Because their reason was shallow. It sounded good, but it did not burn. If your goal is just, I want to improve my life, you will stop the moment improvement demands sacrifice. But when your goal is connected to something deeper, your dignity, your family's security, your fear of staying average, your refusal to repeat the same struggles year after year, something changes inside you. You stop negotiating with excuses. You stop debating with comfort. You move. Emotion is stronger than motivation. Motivation is a mood. It comes and goes like weather. But emotional conviction, that is different. That is identity. That is when the goal is no longer optional. It becomes personal. I once saw two students preparing for the same competitive exam. The first studied when he felt inspired. The second studied because he had watched his father work exhausting shifts for years. For him, passing the exam was not just achievement. It was responsibility. When results came, only one of them had transformed. Not because he was more intelligent, because his reason was heavier than his excuses. You must ask yourself something uncomfortable. If I do not achieve this goal, what will it cost me? Not just money, not just status. What will it cost my confidence, my future, my self-respect? Pain clarifies priorities. When the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of discipline, focus becomes natural. Your reason must be strong enough to carry you on days when you are tired, distracted, or discouraged. It must remind you who you are becoming and what you refuse to accept anymore. This is where focus truly begins. Not in productivity hacks, but in emotional commitment. Action step. Write one clear goal. Then write 5 deep, honest, emotional reasons why it must happen. Be specific. Be raw. Read them every morning until your reason feels stronger than your excuses. 2. Work on what actually moves the needle. Being busy is not the same as making progress. This is one of the most dangerous illusions in modern life. You can fill your entire day with activity and still move nowhere. answering messages, organizing files, watching tutorials, planning the perfect strategy. It feels productive. It feels responsible. But deep down, you know when you are avoiding the one task that truly matters. There is always one action that creates real movement. It is usually uncomfortable. It requires courage. It exposes your weaknesses. That is why you delay it. Instead, you polish the small things. You improve the logo instead of selling the product. You rewrite notes instead of solving hard problems. You research instead of building. Focus is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters most. First, I once met a young entrepreneur who spent weeks designing the perfect brand identity. The colors were flawless. The website was beautiful. But his bank account was empty. Nothing changed until he forced himself to make 5 sales calls every single morning. It was awkward. He faced rejection. He felt exposed. But within months, his business finally began to grow. The breakthrough was not creativity. It was courage directed at the right task. Your goal has a needle-moving action attached to it. If you want better grades, it is not organizing your desk. It is solving difficult practice questions daily. If you want to get fit, it is not watching workout videos. It is training consistently. If you want to grow online, it is not consuming content. It is creating and publishing. The mind prefers easy progress because it protects your ego. Real progress risks failure, but without risk, there is no growth. Every morning, ask yourself, what is the one task that, if completed today, would make this day meaningful? Not comfortable, meaningful. When you complete that task first, something powerful happens. Your confidence rises. Your momentum builds. The rest of the day feels lighter because you already faced the hardest part. Focus is earned by confronting what matters. Action step. Each day, identify the single highest impact task connected to your goal. Do it before checking messages, before scrolling, before anything else. Protect it. Finish it. Then allow the rest of the day to follow. 3. Become ruthless with your priorities. Every yes is a hidden no. That is not philosophy. It is mathematics. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. Your attention is fragile. So whenever you say yes to something small, you are automatically saying no to something bigger. Even if you do not feel it immediately. Most people are not unfocused because they lack ambition. They are unfocused because they refuse to choose. They want growth and comfort, discipline and approval, progress and endless entertainment. But life does not reward divided loyalty. It rewards commitment. When everything feels important, nothing truly is. You answer every message instantly. You attend every invitation. You involve yourself in every conversation. You try to keep everyone happy. But while you protect everyone else's expectations, who is protecting your future? I once knew a man who constantly said he wanted to get in the best shape of his life. He bought new workout clothes. He followed fitness pages. He talked about transformation, but he never missed late-night gatherings with friends. He never refused junk food. He never protected his sleep. He said, balance is important. But what he really meant was, I am not ready to sacrifice. Months passed. Nothing changed. His desire was real. His priorities were not. Focus requires elimination. It requires the courage to disappoint people in the short term so you do not disappoint yourself in the long term. That does not mean becoming cold or selfish. It means becoming clear. Clear about what season you are in. Clear about what matters most right now. There are seasons for expansion, seasons for rest, seasons for building. If you are in a building season, your priorities must reflect that. Less noise, fewer commitments, more depth. Ask yourself honestly, what activities in my life look harmless but quietly steal my momentum? Which conversations drain my energy? Which habits consume hours without creating progress? Ruthless does not mean aggressive. It means intentional. It means understanding that every great achievement in your life will demand space. And you must create that space by removing what does not belong. When your priorities become clear, your focus becomes lighter. Decisions become easier. You no longer debate with yourself all day. You already know what deserves your time. Action step. This week, identify one commitment, habit, or recurring activity that does not serve your primary goal. Reduce it or remove it completely. Protect your time like it is your future. Because it is. 4. Face the truth about your time. You do not lack time. You lack awareness. Most people think the problem is hours, but the real issue is visibility. Every day is packed, yet nothing significant is accomplished. The distractions are small, but constant. Social media notifications, endless emails, random videos, idle scrolling. Micro-decisions that add up to hours lost. Weeks vanish before you notice. Time is deceptive. It flows without your consent, and the moments you waste are gone forever. People believe they can make up lost time later, but the truth is, later often never comes. The life you want requires more than effort. It demands precision. You cannot afford to spend your mental energy on trivialities when your dreams are waiting. Awareness is the foundation of focus. Until you see exactly where your hours go, your goals remain at risk. Tracking your time exposes uncomfortable truths. The gaps between intention and action become undeniable. You realize how many opportunities slipped through unnoticed, how many mornings were wasted. That discomfort is necessary. It is a call to action, a mirror reflecting the difference between potential and reality. Only when you measure time can you control it. Only when you see the leaks can you plug them. Only when you understand the cost of wasted hours can you choose tasks that move the needle. Awareness transforms excuses into decisions, distractions into choices, chaos into structure. Confront the truth. Respect your hours. Protect your life. Action step. For the next 72 hours, track every hour of your day. Be honest. No excuses. Identify at least one time-wasting habit, however small, and remove it immediately. Begin reclaiming the hours that belong to your goals. 5. Protect your mental prime. Not all hours are equal. Some hours are sharp, clear, and filled with focus. Some hours are foggy, distracted, and scattered. The difference between these hours determines whether your day creates results or wastes potential. Your mind has natural peaks. Moments when ideas flow, concentration is effortless, and work feels meaningful. And yet, most people squander these hours on trivialities. Emails, notifications, shallow tasks, random scrolling. They chase busyness instead of leveraging energy. One writer realized his mental peak was at 6 a.m. He stopped scrolling, ignored distractions, and wrote for one focused hour every morning. 1 year later, he had finished a complete book. The effort was not more than anyone else, but it was applied during his prime mental hours. Protecting your mental prime is not optional. It is the foundation of productivity. When you guard these hours, the toughest, most important tasks become easier. Decisions become faster. Work becomes deeper. Focus becomes effortless. Your peak hours are precious. Treat them like gold. No trivial meetings. No social media. No casual browsing. Only work that matters. Observe your energy levels. Notice patterns. And understand when your mind is most alert and sharp. The ability to execute at your peak will determine your progress far more than longer hours or harder work. Action step. Identify your most alert 2 hours of the day. Protect them as sacred time. Use them exclusively for deep, meaningful work. Eliminate distractions and defend this window every day. The success of your goals depends on it. 6. Act before you feel ready. Procrastination is emotional, not logical. It creeps in silently, convincing you that you need the perfect mood, the perfect plan, the perfect moment. The truth is, no perfect moment exists. Waiting for readiness is waiting for life to start on someone else's terms. Every second spent hesitating is energy diverted from action. Your mind fights change. It protects comfort. Resistance is natural. But clarity emerges in movement. You discover solutions while doing. You learn by taking the first step. Starting creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence fuels focus. A college student procrastinated on his thesis for weeks, waiting for inspiration. When he forced himself to write 1 paragraph a day, fear melted. Within a month, the outline was complete, and motivation naturally followed. Progress started with the smallest action. The mind prefers to plan endlessly because planning feels productive without risk. True growth happens when you act first and let experience teach you. Do not negotiate with hesitation. Do not bargain with comfort. Focus is born in motion. Acting before feeling ready is not reckless. It is disciplined courage. It is training your nervous system to favor doing over delaying. The first step may be small, imperfect, or awkward, but it sets the stage for mastery. Action step. Whenever resistance rises, count down from 5 and act immediately. Start with 5 minutes, 1 small task, or a single decision. Do not debate. Action is the antidote to procrastination and the gateway to focused, unstoppable progress. 7. Strengthen the body to sharpen the mind. Your body and mind are not separate. A drained, unhealthy body produces a scattered, weak mind. No amount of mental planning or strategy can overcome chronic fatigue, poor nutrition, or lack of movement. Discipline falters. Focus diminishes. Energy collapses. Physical health is the foundation for mental clarity. Sleep, exercise, and proper nutrition are not optional luxuries. They are essential tools for anyone serious about achieving goals. Your brain works best when your body is energized and alert. Without it, even the best intentions fail. Consider a university student who struggled with exams. He spent hours studying, yet his grades stagnated. He was mentally exhausted, skipping meals, and sleeping poorly. Once he prioritized consistent sleep, added 20-minute walks, and improved his nutrition, he noticed a radical change. Concentration sharpened, retention improved, and studying became far more effective. The body was no longer a limiting factor. It became a support. Even small changes compound. A 20-minute morning walk increases blood flow to the brain, boosts mood, and primes cognitive function. Drinking water consistently stabilizes energy levels. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of sleep restores mental focus and emotional resilience. Strengthening your body trains your mind to handle challenges with endurance and clarity. It is a quiet, often overlooked practice that separates those who act from those who falter. Action step. Commit to 3 foundational habits. Sleep at least 7 hours. Move your body for 20 minutes daily, and hydrate consistently. Treat these as non-negotiable pillars, supporting your mental sharpness and your ability to focus on your goals. Gradually, you will notice that focus, discipline, and productivity flow naturally from a healthy body. 8. Balance discipline and reward. Discipline alone is cold. It drives results, but can also burn out the mind and spirit if left unchecked. Reward alone is fleeting. It brings temporary pleasure without progress. The mastery of focus lies in balancing the two, the tension between effort and satisfaction, pain and pleasure. Your brain is wired to avoid discomfort and seek pleasure. If your daily habits are all effort and no reward, resistance rises. You delay, you procrastinate, you rationalize. Conversely, if your life is all pleasure without structured effort, goals remain dreams, never reality. A professional pianist once shared how he practiced hours of scales every day, a task that felt tedious and repetitive. To maintain momentum, he allowed himself small, intentional rewards: a coffee break after perfecting a difficult piece, a short walk, or listening to music he loved. The discipline was unbroken, yet the mind stayed engaged. Progress became sustainable. The same principle applies to study, work, fitness, or personal growth. Discipline is the backbone. Reward is the glue that keeps you consistent. When you strategically pair effort with reinforcement, your mind no longer rebels against hard work. It learns to expect satisfaction from achievement. Balance is not indulgence. It is strategic alignment. It ensures that long-term goals remain attainable, motivation remains alive, and focus remains sharp. Action step. Design a daily or weekly system where each focused effort is paired with a conscious, meaningful reward. Keep the rewards small but intentional, and let them reinforce your commitment rather than derail it. This is how you train your brain to love discipline while enjoying the journey. 9. Remove distraction. Triggers. Focus is fragile. It thrives in clarity, structure, and silence, and it dies in chaos, noise, and temptation. The environment you inhabit shapes your mind more than any motivational speech, habit tracker, or strategy. Subtle triggers. A buzzing phone, notifications, cluttered workspace, noisy background, or negative people. Quietly steal your attention and energy. Most of these distractions feel harmless, even invisible, until you realize months of progress have been lost. Distraction is seductive because it is easy and immediately gratifying. Social media, idle chat, random browsing. They provide microdoses of pleasure while stealing hours of potential. Every ping interrupts deep thinking. Every scroll fragments attention. The cumulative effect is a diluted mind and stalled goals. Your future is being quietly rewritten by your environment. I once observed a young professional who struggled to finish important projects. Her desk was cluttered with gadgets, papers, and constant phone notifications. Emails popped up every 5 minutes. She claimed she needed access to everything at once. After removing phone notifications, clearing the desk, and creating a designated workspace, her productivity doubled within days. Her focus was no longer a battle against invisible enemies. It became a natural state. Removing distraction triggers is not a one-time action. It is a continual practice of awareness and control. The goal is to create an environment where the brain can enter deep work effortlessly, without constant interruptions, even subtle cues. A noisy room, a flickering screen, or a habitual app can derail focus. Action step. Identify the top 3 distractions in your environment and remove or minimize them immediately. This could be putting your phone in another room, cleaning your workspace, limiting notifications, or avoiding draining interactions. By controlling your environment, you reclaim hours of focus and make your goals unavoidable. 10. Master the art of repetition. Success is not built in dramatic leaps. It is built in the quiet, consistent repetition of small actions, day after day, long before results appear. Most people quit before their efforts compound. They seek excitement, novelty, or quick wins. But mastery is invisible in the beginning. It is a slow accumulation of disciplined habits, repeated without immediate recognition. Repetition trains the mind to focus, the body to perform, and the soul to endure. It is in the mundane, the boring, the repetitive, that your skills grow sharper, your resilience grows stronger, and your goals inch closer to reality. This is the hidden truth most overlook. Consistency beats motivation every single time. Consider an athlete running the same drills for months, or a writer typing the same word count daily. The work feels tedious, yet it builds the structure for greatness. The breakthrough, when it comes, is effortless, almost natural. But it only arrives because the repetitions were executed without fail. Falling in love with repetition means finding purpose in the process rather than in the immediate reward. It means showing up every day, even when inspiration is absent, when energy is low, or when progress feels invisible. This is how the mind becomes disciplined, how habits become automatic, and how long-term focus becomes unstoppable. The mind resists repetition because it craves novelty and distraction. You must train it like a muscle, over and over. Each repetition is a vote cast for the person you are becoming. Action. Step. Choose one daily action connected to your most important goal and commit to repeating it consistently for the next 30 days. Do not miss a day. Track it. Protect it. Celebrate the small victories along the way. Through repetition, focus becomes effortless, discipline becomes natural, and your goals move from dream to reality. Final words. Your turning point. You are not lazy. You are not incapable. You are unfocused, and focus is a skill, one that can be trained, strengthened, and mastered. Every distraction you have tolerated, every hour you allowed to slip away, every task you postponed has been a choice. And now, awareness has arrived. Imagine 1 year of relentless focus, 1 year of protected hours, disciplined action, and consistent repetition. Your skills would sharpen. Your progress would accelerate. The version of you that could have achieved so much would finally become reality. That future is not far away. It begins today, in this moment. The power you seek is already inside you. It waits for direction, for discipline, for courage to act before you feel ready. Strength comes from small choices made consistently. Mastery comes from showing up even when nothing seems to happen. Transformation comes from deciding that your goals are not optional. This is not about motivation. It is about decision, about action, about claiming what is already yours through commitment and focus. You have been given time, and with it, the chance to become the person you were meant to be. Start with one focused action today. Protect it. Guard it. Let it set the tone for every day after. Each action is a statement. I am not waiting. I am choosing growth. I am becoming unstoppable. Inside English Mindshift, we do not escape reality. We confront it, rebuild it, and rise stronger. You are not alone. We grow together. We win together. And today, your focused life begins.